Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been blasted by ex-BBC journalist John Sargent during an appearance on GB News. John Sargent, a former chief political correspondent at the BBC, slammed the Sussexes as just awful and lambasted them for the damage they have done. Mr. Sargent went on to argue we should never hear from the couple ever again. He said, "I think we should never hear from them again. I would just like to wake up and for someone to say, 'Who do you mean there?' It's just awful, the pointless damage they've done. It's one thing to say they were treated unfairly, you know they weren't." GB News host Dan Wootton then interjected to say he believes the Sussexes had been treated fairly and argued the royal family had laid out the red carpet for them. Mr. Wootton said, "They weren't treated unfairly. The royal family laid out the red carpet for this couple, they got everything they wanted." Twitter users were divided in how they responded to Mr. Sargent and Mr. Wootton's exchange. At Clare's Castle wrote, "Spot on John Sargent. Oh, to never hear from them again." At Stella Royal 111 said, "All UK media should ban any interaction with them or their PR reps. The end." At Axel Knudsen added, "Pretty sure this is mutual, gammon. Wheel on." At Pete Zarrell chimed in to say, "They're so obsessed. The coordinated smear campaign is so obvious." At Remain_EU said, "You seem to care about them an awful lot for not wanting to hear about them." The comments come as the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge embark on their royal tour of the Caribbean, which has been marred by protests in Belize and Jamaica. Prince William has condemned slavery in a speech in Jamaica, while there are concerns that accusations made by the Duchess of Sussex about racism in the royal family may have encouraged Republican sentiment in the region. The Jamaican government has also made it clear that it intends to follow the example of Barbados and become a republic. Daily Mail concludes that royal trouble in Caribbean is the fault of Meghan Markle. Dan Wootton described Markle as a propagandist who used the fantasy that the royal family is racist to derail Will's and Kate's Jamaican tour and destroy the Commonwealth. The Daily Mail has come to a curious, if entirely predictable, conclusion about the royals' trouble in the Caribbean. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have been accused of benefiting from the blood, tears and sweat of slaves as they arrived in Jamaica, to be met by a protest calling for reparations from the British monarchy. William and Kate have been celebrating the culture and history of the island, where there have been calls from politicians in recent years for Jamaica to drop the Queen as head of state and become a republic, and for a formal acknowledgement of slavery. Anti-colonial sentiment has been growing across the Caribbean against the background of the Black Lives Matter movement, which has inspired many around the globe to campaign for equality. According to Mail columnist Dan Wootton, there is only one person to blame for anti-monarchy sentiment in the Caribbean, and you can probably guess who it is. He described Markle as a propagandist who uses the fantasy that the royal family is racist to derail Will's and Kate's Jamaican tour and destroy the Commonwealth. Jim Felton gave his kudos to Wootton for blaming the breakup of the Commonwealth on the only adult member of the royal family who is black. Others pointed out that if he did some research he would know that Jamaica wanted to remove the Queen as head of state long before Harry even knew Meghan. Of state long